George defeat on the weekend. What are your thoughts looking back on that one?
Yeah, I mean, look, the scoreline's not flattering, and it's pretty tough. Tough to take, because obviously we wanted to test ourselves against the best team, and we got the opportunity to do that. There were some areas we competed really well, set piece and alike. We were in a good spot and managed to get a few tries through that, and some dominance at scrum, which was really pleasing. But the reality was there was a bit of a masterclass in there for us on running lines and moving the ball, and it was fast and ferocious, and we put our hands up at this week and had a really good meeting on Monday and just said, look, this is the top level, and this is the speed, and we obviously reviewed it before the game. I think it's one thing watching it, reviewing it, and then feeling it, and I think the players felt it full throttle, as did the coaches. But I think there's a massive learning in there for us. I think there's a massive opportunity to grow. I think we probably had that with Saracens last year in the quarter-final, where we were in a pretty good spot, and they brought a level of intensity and accuracy that caught us out in that quarter-final, and we've grown and learnt from that, and the group is a lot tighter from that and a lot more efficient. But what Leinster brought on the weekend was very, very impressive, and like I say, once you sort of lick your wounds and actually assess it, you go, well, actually, there's an opportunity to really learn here and really embrace some really, really positive stuff, and challenge ourselves to get better, because we've talked and trained a lot of stuff, but now we got really exposed by people doing it. There's an opportunity to learn here.
Yeah, and it's good to take some learnings, isn't it, from teams that you don't play against too often, something you've spoken about before, and you can obviously take that into the Premiership. Yeah,
absolutely, and I think we haven't struggled like that in D. We've got one of the best Ds in the Prem, and our reputation is built around that a lot of the time, and I think we haven't seen a team be able to do that to us. We've obviously watched them do it on the telly to numerous teams this year, and they'll no doubt do it to numerous teams for the rest of the season. But I think we were in a position where we were, confident, and going into it, we haven't been, like I say, Premiership-wise, we're up there, but that was a whole other level. And I think, again, to actually live it is much better than watching it on telly and going, oh, look, I think we could hold that, and if we do that, we just got to learn and appreciate where we need to get to.
And another impressive atmosphere here at Kingsholm on a European day.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I think the good thing was Leinster brought some loud supporters as well, and it was good to hear that the Leinster chant versus the Gloucester chant, and the Gloucester fans, as always, came out on top on that one, which was brilliant. But yeah, it was a brilliant evening. I think the boys fought to the death. There was some outstanding defensive sets at the back end of the game when we were truly beaten. There wasn't any coming back into the game, but the boys fought unbelievably hard, which is our marker, and hopefully the fans always know that of the boys. But we couldn't find a way back into it, and from that point of view, we'd like to have shown a little bit more on the scoreboard. But the supporters, as always, are brilliant, and hopefully they appreciate the lads' efforts, albeit we got beaten by a better team.
And going out to France to play Bordeaux, that'll be another tough test this weekend, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and they're very well supported. It's a very hostile environment, a good stadium. It's an exciting opportunity to go somewhere different and play a different team, and hopefully get like a full stadium of French noise. So from that point of view, it's a good opportunity. I think we've, like I say, we had some good, honest discussions on Monday. There's a few areas we want to push forward on, and I think the Leinster game will give us the opportunity, having been really exposed. I'm not saying we'll get it right this weekend, but I think this is the first weekend we can have a go at those bits, and take them on. And again, they're big, they're physical, they've got some serious speedsters out wide, but it's a great opportunity to test ourselves again.
And you'll take some confidence from the win over them at Kingsholm before Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, they sent a sort of different squad for that, and that was a very, very physical game. It was one of the most physical games we played all year. There was a lot of mauling and brawling from both sides, and it was intense, albeit the ball didn't get flung around too much. I think it'd be slightly different over there, and I think it'd be a bit more fast and furious than it was at Kingsholm. But yeah, it's nice to play a team once and go into round two, having a better understanding of them.
And still a good opportunity to progress in this tournament and go through to the knockout stages.
Yeah, the format of the competition does allow that, and potentially if we win, we're in a spot to go through. But again, there's all the other games. There's whatever happens in our game. There's so many permutations. Quite hard to keep up with this format as to what'll happen. So from that point of view, we just focus on being better than we were last weekend and try and take a few learnings into this weekend.
And a word on the internationals, obviously George McGuigan with England, Zam with Wales, Chris with Scotland, and a few in the Italy camp as well. It's always good to see those boys get international honours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, and you know, we always look forward to seeing them playing for their countries. I think probably disappointed for a couple of boys, you know, Val and Johnny, you know, not making the squad, and a couple of guys like Ruan, you know, I think he's done enough to be recognised, but you know, those guys know where they stand. They keep working hard, and you never know by the end of the Six Nations who'll be in there, and if not, there's a World Cup at the end of the season. So I think if you're not involved, it's important to, you know, stay focused, stay professional, and keep pushing your case forward. And we'll enjoy watching our lads, you know, representing their countries through the next few weeks.